Hello everyone and welcome to Machine Learning Tutorials. In this tutorial we explain how to correctly install a GPU version of PyTorch in VS Code. The techniques that you will learn in this video tutorial are very important for high performance computing and high performance machine learning. Also in this tutorial you will learn how to run PyTorch in a virtual Python environment in VS Code. Finally, you will learn how to write this simple script that will test PyTorch GPU installation. If this script can be executed with no errors, this means that PyTorch with GPU support is properly installed in your VS Code and you can fully exploit the potential of your GPU card. That is, you can significantly speed up machine learning inference and machine learning training. So let's immediately start. First, let's open a command prompt. To open a command prompt, click on Start and search for command prompt. Here it is. The first step is to verify that you actually have a GPU on your system and to verify that Windows can recognize your GPU. To do that, in the case of NVIDIA GPUs, you need to run this command. And over here, let's analyze what's written. You can see that I have NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 and you can see the current power consumption as well as the available memory. Good. This means that I have NVIDIA GPU and that my system is able to recognize it. So if you see something like this, this is a good sign. Over here you can see my CUDA version, and this is another important information that we will use later on. Okay. The next step is to go to an arbitrary folder and in that folder to create a workspace folder. In my case, all of my codes are located over here, and in this folder I will create a new folder by executing this command and I will call it PyTorch test2. Then I will navigate to my PyTorch test2. And in this folder, I will start my code or my VS Code. I'm doing this by typing code with a dot. This will start code in the particular folder. And click here on yes, I trust the authors. Okay. The next step is to create a new file. To create a new file, click on File and click on New File. And let's call this file test1.py. And let's save the file. Over here you can see that the file will be automatically saved in the new folder. That is, it will be saved in a folder from where we started VS Code. So click on Create File. The next step is to create a virtual environment. Virtual environments are very useful for testing different packages and testing Python code. By creating a virtual environment, you will be able to install packages in that environment and there will be no conflict between packages installed in that environment and packages in your base Python environment. That is, once you initialize your virtual environment, there will be no packages installed in that environment and you will have to manually install them. To create a virtual environment, we need to open a terminal. To open a terminal in VS Code, click over here, then Terminal, and then click on New Terminal. Now, over here, this PS means that you are in PowerShell, as you can see over here. And I don't like to be in PowerShell, so I will have to switch to an ordinary command prompt. To do that, click over here and click on Command Prompt. And you are currently in the Windows command prompt. This is a similar command prompt to this command prompt. Okay, to create our Python environment, we need to execute Python with an option M and venv, and I need to call my environment, and I will call it as environment1. And see what happened over here. We obtained, first of all, this message. We notice a new environment has been created. Do you want to select it for the workspace? Yes. And another thing, over here you will see that new folder has been created and this folder defines your environment. And now over here, if you click on scripts, there are two interesting files. The first file is this activate.bat file, and this file is used to initialize and to activate your environment. We will execute that file. In addition, you see that you have python.executable, and this python.executable is Python that's binded to your virtual environment. Okay, so first of all, let's execute this file. To execute this file, the best strategy is to go over here to the terminal and simply give a relative path to that file with respect to this base folder. The file is located in environment 1, then it's under the scripts. Let me click here and write. And the name of the file is actually activate.bat. And that's it, simple as that. Press enter and you can see something happen over here. You can see environment 1. This means that we are currently in our virtual environment and we have activated our virtual environment. Let's see the list of packages in this environment. So type pip list and you can see that we only have pip. Okay, or pipe, however you like to pronounce it. Good. This means that we can install everything here from scratch. And our next step is actually to install PyTorch in this virtual environment. Let's learn how to do that. To install PyTorch in our virtual environment, you need to go to this website and you need to scroll down until you see this selection table. First of all, click on Stable, then click on Windows, then click on Package Pipe or Pip, then click on Python, and over here you need to select your CUDA version. Now let's go back to our original terminal and let's see the output of NVIDIA SMI. You can see that this driver is actually based on CUDA version 12.12. This driver is probably from November last year, so it's not being completely updated. However, over here, you can see that available options are CUDA 11.8, CUDA 12.1, and CUDA 12.4. You don't see CUDA 12.2. However, I discovered that it doesn't matter for my particular card. Consequently, since I don't have my correct CUDA version that my driver is using, I will simply select CUDA 11.8. And notice over here that depending on what you click in this row, you will have a different installation option over here. So since I selected this option, I need to copy and paste this command. So I will copy it, I will go back to my PyTorch, go to my terminal, and simply execute this command. And this command should install PyTorch in your virtual environment. So here you need to be patient. It might take probably several minutes to install PyTorch. However, in my case, you see something interesting. You see that using cache. This means that I already have cached somehow the installation of PyTorch on my disk, and now, since I'm doing it again, it will speed up. However, in your case, you'll see the download progress, which will probably be 2 or 3 GB of download, and you might even wait for 5 minutes. So be patient over here. Okay, the installation process is completed and we can start with coding. So let's close this thing and go over here to test Py. Let's first import PyTorch. We import PyTorch simply as torch. And the first step that you need to perform is to see, can your GPU installation be recognized? To do that, let's write device is equal to torch dot device, and over here we will do the following. We will type over here CUDA if torch dot CUDA dot is available. And else we will basically say CPU. So what will happen over here? Over here, this condition will be checked. That is, if Torch can recognize CUDA installation, that is GPU installation, it will return 1 or 0. If this returns 1, this means that our GPU version is actually installed, and we will return CUDA, otherwise we will return CPU. Then, depending on the argument or the parameter of this function, if it's CUDA or CPU, we are going to set the proper version of Torch. In our case, it would be CUDA, and we will set Torch with GPU support, and this is very important. Next, we can do this. Let's confirm this, and let's print, and let's do this, F over here. We can type using device, and over here we'll write the device. And now, the next step is to execute this code, and here you have to be very careful. To execute this code, press Ctrl, Shift, and P. Again, Ctrl, Shift, and P, and over here search Python, select interpreter. So click over here, and you will have several options. This first option is the option that we need to choose, and you can see that python.executable is located in our environment1 and scripts. This means that by selecting this option, we are actually executing Python from our environment. So let's click here, and we are set. Over here you can see environment1, and you can see python.executable. So let's run this code, click over here, and click run Python file, and let's see what will happen. And you can see using device CUDA. Okay, this means that we have installed PyTorch with GPU support. However, the story doesn't end here, and we need to do several additional checks. So let's continue. Next, let's type this. Dev number is equal to torch.cuda.current device, and over here we will return an ID of the current device. It can be 0 or 1, 2, 3, depending if you, for example, have 3 or 4 GPUs. However, I only have a single GPU, consequently I will return, or actually this command will return 0. And let's confirm this by printing out, and let's print this. The current device number is, and let's simply print over here dev number, and that's it. And finally, let's print the name, that is the human understandable name of our GPU. To do that, I will simply do this. I will define device name, and again I will call torch.cuda.get device name, and over here I will specify the device number, and that's it. And I will simply print over here F. Oops, there's an error, I didn't want to execute this. Print F GPU name is, and let's do this. Over here it would be device name. Now you can see over here that we mistakenly entered in Python, so let's type exit over here to make sure that we exit our Python. This is not what we wanted to do. I didn't want to execute this, and that's it. So let's execute this by clicking here and run Python file, and let's see what's being printed. We can see that current device number is 0, and the GPU name is NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060. Good. Next, let's perform one final check. First of all, we will define a tensor on our CPU, and then we will convert that tensor to a tensor representation on GPU. So let's start. Over here, create a tensor on CPU. Always write comments. T1 is equal to torch, and then I will create a tensor of random numbers, and I will specify, for example, 4 by 4. And let's print it out. So I will here print CPU tensor, and let's print it out, print T1. Here it is. So let's run this code, save the file, and run the code, and let's see what will happen. And you can see the current device number is 0, GPU name, and you can see CPU tensor, and this is a tensor or a matrix of random numbers. The next step is to convert this tensor to a GPU tensor or a CUDA tensor. To do that, I will first of all write a tensor. This will, or actually write a comment, this will convert a CPU tensor with pinned memory to a CUDA tensor. So let's do this. To do this, we simply need to define a new tensor t2. It will be equal to t1, and then we use this function 2 and then device. So what is device? Device is actually over here, printed out. It's CUDA. Okay, so this will convert our CPU representation of a tensor to our GPU representation of a tensor. And let's now print again. Let me just copy, paste this and modify GPU tensor. And over here I'll print T2. So let's print out this thing and let's see what will happen. Save, over here, run Python file, and let's see. And here it is. Good. So let's see the difference. Basically, it's the same set of numbers, no difference. However, over here, in the case of T2, you can see that the device is CUDA. This means that our tensor is defined on our GPU. And that's it. Simple as that. If you can run this script with no problems, this means that you have successfully installed PyTorch with the GPU support, and congratulations. And finally, before I conclude this video tutorial, I need to explain one very important thing. You can now safely close VS Code and you can safely close this terminal. Now I will navigate to my codes folder and to my PyTorch test2 folder, which is a base folder for my project and for my environment. And over here, let's analyze this folder environment1. Double click, or actually do the right click, click on properties. And here you can see one very important thing. You can see that the size is 5 GB. This is an extremely large folder. Why is that? This is because Tensor, or better to say PyTorch, is installed over here, as well as all the packages. And PyTorch is a huge beast. Now, over here to save space, and I suggest that you also do that if you don't plan to use this environment for testing GPU installation, that is, I suggest you to simply erase this folder in order to free your memory. So click here and erase it to save space. Again, if you would need something similar in the future, you will create your virtual environment, and in that virtual environment, you will actually install TensorFlow for your project. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.